Meet those people who have graced us with their talent, graced us with their energy, graced us with their support. And I begin by calling Mr. Kenya Barris. Will you please join me at the podium? I'm just going to read this whole thing. I'm going to do all of the roving and everything. Okay. Kenya, you are the creative genius behind critically acclaimed television shows that are as well known for their sharp wit and laughed out loud humor as they are for their brazen commentary on African American life, especially when viewed through the lenses of today's social and political milieus. Your current Emmy-nominated, Golden Globe-winning television hit Blackish is a prime-time example of art imitating life. The series, which debuted in 2014 and is now in its fourth season, centers on Andre Dre Johnson. Hey, named after me, huh?
There we go.
Okay. Who, like you, is the father of a large family, the husband of a doctor, and a highly successful black professional with inner-city roots. You were raised by a divorced mother in a low-income neighborhood of Los Angeles. Midway through your childhood, your family relocated to the more affluent neighborhood of Hancock Park, a move up the socioeconomic ladder that was life-changing for you. You chose to pursue medicine when you enrolled at Clark Atlanta University. However, after a brief attempt at being a stand-up comic, you discovered your passion in writing. When you graduated in 1996 with a degree in radio, television, and film, you returned And the fact that, certainly at this point, one of the things I would like to do is I'd like to ask Dr. Eichelberger if he would stand because he, of course, because, he has, he's been the father of many people. He's been the father of many people who've come through the hallowed halls of Clark Atlanta University, and certainly I know that Kenya tremendously respects you. Just a couple of months ago, Spike Lee showed up at my office to talk about you. Okay, so you have been the man. As I said, you returned to Los Angeles, where you soon began getting steady work as a staff writer on several television shows that many of us added to our must-see list. Among them were comedies Sister, have you ever heard of that one? The Game, Girlfriends, and I Hate My Teenage Daughter, as well as the hour-long The Keenan Ivory Weigh-In Show and the Showtime drama series Soul Food. In 2003, you teamed up with your childhood friend, model Tyra Banks, to create the reality television show America's Next Top Model. You also wrote and created BET's The Startup and Hulu's first half-hour comedy series, We Got Next. Your emergence onto the silver screen showed the world that you had a golden touch. In 2016, your first feature film was Barbershop, The Next Cut, and you co-wrote the 2017 blockbuster Girls Trip. You penned a 3-year deal with ABC Studios to write and develop your future projects. Among them is Grownish, a spin-off of Blackish, focusing on the Johnson family's eldest daughter who is attending college. In 2017, Clark Atlanta University proudly honored you with a Pathways to Excellence Award during our annual Spirit of Greatness Gala. Your and Rainbow's recent $1 million, again, $1 million bucks, okay, contribution to your alma mater will indeed be a pathway to excellence for many of your younger CAU brothers and sisters who are following in your footsteps. Kenya Barris You skillfully wield the powerful sword of words to cut through some of the discord and distance that too often divide us. You wisely layer your acclaimed work with a soothing universal balm of humor so that rather than giving in to the temptation to flee or feign ignorance, we can stop and listen, contemplate another's point of view, and face the realities of racism and classism and how they shape us as people in a nation who are still striving to form a more perfect union. Therefore, upon the recommendation of the Clark Atlanta University Board of Trustees and the university faculty, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the trustees of Clark Atlanta University, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereon appertaining. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take a picture, and then you can just go to provost is going to go to. Oh yeah, we want to do it.
Thank you so much.
Oh. No, you'll be good. Oh. Okay, so now we get to
Thank you so much, President. Good morning, class of 2018. Good morning, parents, teachers, faculty, staff, alumni. Thank you for allowing me to be here. You. I don't think we had that when I was here. That's better. Thank you. My wife and I, Rainbow, and our family are tremendously honored and blessed to be able to offer this scholarship, and thankful to the school that helped, raise us. And even though we met in high school, this place is where we actually came together. And 6 kids later, we still, can you stand up, Bo? Stand up. Show what 6 kids looks like. Take the jacket off. Take the jacket off. Take that jacket off. Those are 2 of my sons. Hey. But thank you guys, seriously. This is amazing. My brother Don Lemon, thank you for coming and giving this commencement speech, and thank you to all the amazing faculty and staff. You guys have been so pleasant and greeting and warm. I just have a few things I want to say, and it really starts with your motto, find a way and make one, which is also my grandmother and my mother and my father and every black person I know's motto. And it also begins with the 2 things that I have found as a writer that are most important, and it's a voice and it's community. As you guys step off and start off in your path, I hope you know that this isn't the way the world looks. The experience that we've been given here is very much so different than the experience in the world, what the world will look like outside of here, and it's important to acknowledge that. before I got Blackish going, I had sold 19 pilots, none of which could really ever get off the ground. And it was because I hadn't found my voice. And in order to find my voice, I had to really dip back into what I learned here at CAU. And that's that I had one. So often when I would step outside of these walls, I would feel like an outsider, and I would feel like some people weren't really hearing me. But I remember what it felt like to sit on the wall before class and miss quite a few classes and be around my friends and my family. And I started realizing that the universality of any message is in its specificity. And as much as they often try to tell us that we need to sound like everyone else, we need to sound like ourselves. And that's what I learned here, is that being me was okay. When I started realizing that the thing that was going to make me happen was to really be as honest and true to myself, my wife told me, remember what we learned, remember who we were when we were walking through the AUC Center and we were walking through Clark-Atlanta University. We felt like we were someone. And I think that is the most important thing that you can ever feel like in life, is to be someone, to have a voice. And a voice can come from a community. A voice does come from a community. And knowing that wherever we go, we have the community of what Clark is behind us, really, it fuels me to keep going every day, because I know that we have something to say. Even though other people may not openly admit that, I know that there is something for us to say, and I know that there are people who want to hear it. So as you guys step off and begin off on your journeys, I want you to remember that the most important thing for you is to always have your voice. Always have something to say, and know that there's someone who wants to hear it. If nowhere else, at least the people here that you came up in your community with. This thing that I have realized for me is my family is the most important thing for me. It's the reason I've made every penny. It's the reason I wake up every day. And that family extends beyond just my wife and kids. That family started with, as an adult, with being here. And as you guys start off on your path and you're trying to find your way, know that if you don't find it, we'll help you make one, because we're your community and we'll always be there for you. So thank you for allowing me to be here, and thank you for this honor. And know that we have a group of people with a long line who have your back. Thank you.